4 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 22 arched windows. This penthouse apartment on Park Avenue in New York City has been for sale for just over a month now. According to the breathless listing for it, this condo is, quote, awaiting the most discerning buyer. Impeccable finishes and details abound throughout this exquisite, elegant residence, from the solid oak floors to the handcrafted Italian brass doorknobs and custom moldings. All this can be yours if you're discerning enough and you have $35 million to spend. But this is not just a New York apartment. It is also, simultaneously, your chance to slip $35 million into the president's pocket. And depending on your business, conceivably that might get you something even more valuable than a handcrafted Italian brass doorknob. The hand-carved doorknob place with the rounded at the top windows, it is a Trump property. It's for sale by Trump International Realty. You will recall that the president chose not to divest from his businesses when he took over as president. Instead, he put his business interests, like Trump International Realty, into a trust. And the beneficiary of the trust is him. So when the company makes money, he makes the money. Reporters from USA Today have just done some very painstaking but incredible and important work. They tracked down exactly what that potentially means in terms of the presidency and his business interests going forward. Nobody had figured this out before. Before USA Today did the incredible legwork necessary to tell this tale, we didn't know this information. Here's their lead. Quote, USA Today spent 4 months cataloging every property Trump's companies own across the country. Trump has never disclosed a complete unit-by-unit inventory of his company's real estate holdings or sales, nor is he required to do so by federal law. And they're being modest about this, but what that means is that USA Today, their reporters had to build this list unit by unit, city by city across the country from scratch on their own with nothing to build on in terms of public disclosures. What did they find? Well, quote, reporters found that Trump's trust and his companies own at least 422 luxury condos and penthouses from New York City to Las Vegas, 12 mansion lots on bluffs overlooking his golf course on the Pacific Ocean, and dozens more smaller pieces of real estate. The properties range in value from about $200,000 to $35 million each. And that includes the doorknobs. Unlike developments where Trump licenses his name to a separate developer for a flat fee, profits from selling individual properties directly owned by his companies, those profits ultimately enrich him personally. And that's important because now he's president and those properties are for sale. You could buy one and thereby pay the president, well, anything you think he might want to be paid. Quote, the volume of real estate creates an extraordinary and unprecedented potential for people, corporations, or foreign interests to try to influence a president. Anyone who wanted to court favor with the president could snap up multiple properties or purposefully overpay. They could also buy in the name of a shell company, making it impossible for the public to know who was behind the sales. Even if the administration has decided it's okay for the president to keep all his business interests going while he's still president, everybody agrees that because of the clear language in the Constitution about this, he really can't take any money from foreign governments or foreign officials. The problem is, thanks to these real estate holdings, these apartments and condos and lots and whatever that he's got for sale, that may very well already be happening. This USA Today investigation finds that roughly half the sales he has made since becoming president, they weren't to named people you can check out to make sure they're not foreign officials or foreign governments. They were to LLCs, which are a common real estate thing to hide the identity of the person who's actually making the purchase. Quote, USA Today's review of sales of Trump-owned real estate found dozens of transactions during and since the campaign involving buyers who have business in or connections with foreign countries, or they were shielded by purchasing under the name of an LLC. Now, so far, USA Today says none of the sales they reviewed appear to be above market value, but imagine someone wanting to pad the price a little bit, to pay the president a little bit, because it's nice for the president to owe you a favor or at least to think kindly about your interests because you once slipped him a few dollars or a few $1 million. Remember the Russian potash oligarch, the fertilizer king? Remember this guy? He's the guy who bought that mansion from Donald Trump in Palm Beach. This happened in the 2000s. Trump got this property in Palm Beach in 2006 for just over $40 million. He barely touched it. He never moved in. But a couple years later, he sold it to the fertilizer king, this Russian oligarch guy, for not $40 million, but $100 million. Donald Trump made a $60 million profit off that house for basically doing nothing, which is nice work if you can get it. And if you took $60 million off someone in a sweet transaction like that, you might reasonably be thankful to that person for all that free money. Right? But when the fertilizer king Palm Beach mansion thing happened, Donald Trump wasn't president. Now he is. And right now, his many properties are yours to buy if you would like to give him money for any reason. Hold that thought. Stay with us.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.